The Semester in France program at St. Francis University takes students across the Atlantic Ocean to the small town of Ambiolet, France, where they get to experience Europe firsthand. I sat down with a former study abroad student to find out more. So St. Francis owns this old monastery in France. Tell me more about it.
The monastery itself has been renovated. I know it's like 600 or 700 years old, maybe even older than that. So although the building is old, they renovated it in such a way that it still preserves the history of the building, but they modernized it. So there they have, all the rooms have sinks in them, there's bathrooms, there's washing machines, there's Wi-Fi throughout the building. They renovated, but they kept the history of the building, but keeping it modern. It isn't like you're in some cold building on top of a mountain. It's comfortable living there. The view is incredible just because it's on top of the mountain, you're overlooking the entire village. There's a river that wraps all around. You can see the village, you see the river, there's like a dam nearby. I know some of the students every year, they'll go canoeing or swimming in the river.
It sounds like a vacation spot. Speaking of which, I've heard there's a few programs that take students around Europe.
There's basically, as of now, there's two main programs there that they go on to another city. I know they spend about a week in Paris, about halfway through the semester. Then at the start of the semester, they spend about 3 or 4 days in Barcelona. And while we're there, it's still part of the education, part of the classwork. So we do go to museums, we go to performances, and we still have classes while we're there, but we're also enjoying the city.
So it's a more in-depth experience.
Instead of looking at an art book, we go to the Louvre. You definitely aren't limited when you go over there just to France. You can have exposure to a lot of history and culture while you're there.
You go, when you get away and you feel reassured by the environment and the food and the people, you break through a kind of barrier that you never knew existed. And all of a sudden, everything that you've experienced is yours. It's beyond what your parents have taught you, it's beyond what your teachers have taught you, and you come back feeling like you have earned and learned so much. And that's, I think, that's the thing. I mean, you go somewhere like this and you break through a kind of a barrier, and you have ownership of another half of your life that you didn't think you ever had.
In addition to discovering a new part of life, while in Europe last fall, the family of students couldn't help but bring an American tradition to MBLA, Thanksgiving.
Felt like you guys were my family. We were family. Like we all cooked together, like we all did the dishes together, we all cleaned up and like it was, we all like decorated together and like cleaned the whole place for 50 people.
Yeah. And we played football.
Football was awesome. Yeah, our team dominated the football. Everyone was covered in mud. Katrina was MVP of the game.
MVP Katrina.
Aaron didn't do anything, so then at the end of the game,
we threw her into the mud.
And like, you were like, you have to be.
She got tackled.
Yeah. She's like, and we even got Lisa to play our French teacher. And her son took all the pictures. And
Christoph,
our electrician, played and like.
dominated.
But I feel like in a sense, like we brought America to France, and like in a different way. Like even though we had Thanksgiving in France, like at the monastery, it was still different with our own family, and like we'll remember that Thanksgiving forever.
Yeah, it was unique.
Yeah,
it
was cool.
They like kind of heard about it, but it was like this myth, like Thanksgiving. But we got to explain it.
Yeah.
I like the turkeys with the head still on it.
Oh yeah.
That was different.
Very true.
Yeah.
That was a little different.
I think we got to like find out how much it like meant to us, because usually it's just like, oh, Thanksgiving, everybody's doing it, and now it's like this is our only chance to show all these people in France like what Thanksgiving is about. And I thought that was like really cool to get to show them that.
One of the most noticeable benefits I've seen, I've had students come into my office and they barely make eye contact with me and want to know where they can travel. So we send them to France, and after 4 months studying abroad, they come back, they bounce into my office, they look me in the eye and they say, where can I go next?